Well, I figured since my first video was about Korra, because it was very relevant, most people actually do a video first or second about their main. Korra's not my main, or anywhere close to.
Operator,
My
I've run
first main
diagnostic
was
regressions.
Rhino,
All systems
and
nominal. You don't need to thank me.
my latest main has been Inaros. So I figured that I would show you guys my Inaros build and setup, and just kind of how I use him, because I know people use him in different ways. I use him in a more, oh, I negate all damage and just exist type of way. Um, However, other people use him in a utility manner for abilities or whatever it may be. So this is my build. I put 3 Umbral Forma into him just because, I mean, again, he's my main, he's who I use most, and so I figured I should invest in him. So I have all the Umbral mods. So I guess you could also say that this is an Umbral build for him, but this was honestly just my personal taste for what I wanted on my Inaros. So Umbral Vitality, Umbral Fiber, and Umbral Intensify, of course. Intensify, I put it there because it buffs up Fiber and Vitality. I really don't use that extra percentage. Um, I just don't, to be honest. Desiccation, maybe. Sometimes I use it if I'm going up against an enemy that just won't die. I'll use, I'll equip a different melee weapon if I'm planning on doing that, and I'll go for finishers. Um, but pretty much I've just stacked on every single health mod that you can imagine. So Physique for the Aura, of course, with Coaction Drift. Negation Swarm, I'll explain that in a moment. Primed Vigor, duh, I feel like at this point. Adaptation, this isn't a health or an armor mod. I put this on here so it just negates damage. Because the entire stick around this build is negating the amount of damage that you take and then regaining your HP. Gladiator Resolve for more HP, and then Carnus Carapace, which is new actually, and I'm really happy that I found this. There are 3 mods that are like this, so you can actually fully cap him out with 3 mods that all do this, 90% health and 60% armor. I'm pretty sure. They're not all Carnus Carapace, they're all something else Carapace, and I don't have the other 2, so I'll need to test that later, but I just don't have those yet. So at base, his HP is at, sorry, his armor's at 225, energy 188, terrible number in my opinion, and then his health is at 2300. With all of these buffs and everything, it is brought up to 793 armor with 9,545. I just woke up, sorry. um, and that's for his health. So he is just meant to absorb damage. Now, those numbers are without the physique buff being in there. So, whenever I go into a mission with him, I think he caps out at about 10,229 HP, which is far bigger of an HP pool than you would ever realistically need. But I just love seeing the gigantic number up there. And then, of course, we have Arcane Guardian at max rank, 13% chance for 750 armor. In these situations that you would be using this, that more or less is probably going to be up all the time, more or less. And so that would bring his armor up to just over 15,000, I believe. Yeah, because 750, yeah, just over 15,000, which is really, really good. Because if he's negating, yeah, reduces damage to health by 72%. Um, so if you were to push that even higher, I don't even know how that would scale. Um, yeah. And then Arcane Grace, of course, what Arcane Grace does is it provides a chance for health regeneration. I don't have a maxed one yet. I need to do Eidolon hunting again. So this build essentially isn't perfected, but it's as close as I can get right now. Yeah. Again, it just provides a higher chance and a higher health regen, which would then reinforce the fact that he can't be killed. Um, yeah, that's it for the Inaros build. For the weapons that I bring along, I pretty much just bring along the strongest stuff that I have. So lately that's been my Kuva Brahma, um, my, oh, not there yet, my Catch Moon, uh, secondary, just because, well, here, I'll show you the build on that real quick. Um,
Excellent
I
armaments,
pretty much built
operator.
it for
Please
crit,
return.
Covered
um,
in blood.
with a
Safe
little
and
bit of
sound.
status. And then I put Pack Seeker on it. And if you don't know what Pack Seeker does, it just has projectiles burst out and target the heads of nearby enemies. So, pretty good in my opinion. I like it a lot. Um, and that's pretty much just my build for my Catch Moon. I did put 5 Forma into this and 4 Forma into my Inaros, so these are not cheap builds. They're pretty expensive, but that's just it. And then lastly, my melee weapon's been changing a lot lately. I've been liking my Kuva Shield Egg because there's a combo that you can do with Crushing Ruin. I know, actually using combos? What is this? um, but if you essentially ADS and then hit your melee button twice, you do like 2 swings around, and I really, really like it. Um, I still need to put in 5 Forma to cap out the MR that I gained from this and get it to rank 40. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go about it. Ugh. Sorry, yawning. Oh, cool. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about building this, which is why I haven't put Formas into it yet. But, yeah, there will probably be a video on that soon enough. Also, I don't have a ribbon for a lot of these things. That's just the way it is. And then lastly, for my focus school, I've kind of just been running around on Xeneric more than anything. Um, some people might say that Inaru is going to be useful because you reflect the damage from Void Spines. Or if I'm negating the damage down to single digits, it wouldn't really be doing much, I guess. Um, so that's why I don't use that. I guess Naramon could be pretty helpful because this is all focused around melee damage, essentially. Uh, and pretty much when I'm running through with my Inaros, I'm using melee damage. So I guess Naramon could be a good one. Or if you do want to use your abilities, Xeneric would be pretty good as well. Whenever I'm not using my Kuva Shield Egg, I like to run around with my Legion. Legion used to be really, really good. Um, and then it got nerfed because they changed how melee worked. Then it got buffed again because they changed how melee worked yet again. So this is just my build for the Legion. It's predominantly status. I have viral on here because I just like viral in general. Um, I haven't put any crit into this. This is an entirely viral build, even though I probably could do a hybrid of some form. But the main reason that it's entirely status based is pretty much because of the Riven that I have for it. It's not the best. It used to be a lot better before they took down the Riven disposition. Um, but it's still a really, really solid, really strong weapon to use. So it's all kind of up to personal preference with what you want to use for your melee weapon. This build is kind of designed to be used with a melee weapon, and yeah, that's just how I use it essentially. I'll leave this up as I conclude this out, but this is my main, Inaros. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with him. It's really, really nice just to run around and just kill stuff um, without needing a frame to just slaughter everything for you, essentially. I would say the main reason for that is because I knew someone when I started playing this game who told me that weapons drop off late game, and so you need to have a frame to keep up with it. Well, I have clearly demonstrated that improper and incorrect. So that is why I love this build so much, or one of the many reasons why. So Thank you all for watching, and I hope you learned something and kind of got a little advice on how Inaros has the capability to be used. Oh wait, I never went over Negation Storm real quick. So Negation Storm, essentially you consume part of your HP using your fourth, and it protects you from status effects. So that stacks with adaptation, negating the amount of damage that you have incoming and the ease of enemies to kill you. Forgot about that real quick, but yeah, there you go. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope this was useful to somebody out there. So yeah, hope you all are doing well, and hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one.